Hey everybody, hey, today we are on a project in Ramona. I want to get you an update on that alternative septic system, that ATU that got put in. I want to show you what it looks like now that it's all done and wrapped up. I'm going to walk you around and show you a little bit here right now. So here we go. So out in front of me, you can see this is the side of the house, and these are the tanks that we were showing you before. It's all been backfilled. You can see it here. We got it roped off here with the caution tape so nobody gets in there and drives on it. There's a lot going on here. Normally you'll have, just 2 lids on a tank, but you can see here that we got, actually there's 5 of them. And there's a little control box on the other side there. But there's 4 plus a control box, valve box, you can see there right there. And this is, see, I'm gonna walk over here, you can see there's a little bit of generators going on. We've got our power shut off right now. But you can look right here and see the actual sewer that's coming out of the building. That's where it comes out. And then it comes over here at a 45 to this clean out. So looking back this way, right in front of me, it comes at a 45. And then from this clean out, it ends up going and into these tanks, and it works its way all the way down those tanks. And then it comes and pressurized, goes out, and the pressure comes out. So just starts working its way down and out, and then it gets pumped, pressurized, and this is a controller that you can see here. Give you a look at it so you can see what it is. So it's made by Jet, and so this is it. This is the controller, and turn around here, and then this pumps out. And last week we showed you with Greg that was here, he was showing us how all this is put together. And behind the truck that we got here, this is what, this was all opened up before, where you saw the pressurized lines that came out to, this is the actual leach field that's here with all the drip emitters that was here before. So you can look, this is what we were calling the cornfield when Brandon was explaining it with you with Greg. And you can look here, see it's all backfilled now, but it's really important that we don't drive on it and get traffic on it and compact it and get it to where we actually damage the system. So you can see it from a couple different angles here, but this is the primary system is in. So the reserve area that Brandon was showing last week is actually beyond that in those trees. So you have to have 100% reserve area. This particular property has an ATU on it too. So there's got to be enough room for an ATU, the main line for the main system for the ATU, plus the reserve, 100% reserve for the ATU, and for for the 100% for the reserve for the main home, plus this primary that you can see here right here. So this will be an area that cannot be used by the owner that's here. They got to be really careful not putting any animals on it. So one of the things that Greg was talking about last week, and he was meeting with Brandon out here, and we were looking at this system when they were installing it, was one of the downsides of these systems is the gophers. They actually will get into those drip lines that have those emitters on them, and they'll actually bite right through them as they're digging their tunnels and going underground. So these things are only about a foot deep in the soil. So one of the things they do on their yearly maintenance is they'll come out and they'll look at the system, the area the system's in, look for wet areas where the pressure has been pushing the moisture up, where they've had the line cut. So that's one thing they check on, and they'll fix during the maintenance time every year. So these things are not as hands-off as a traditional septic system, these ATUs. So they do need some maintenance, but they do allow you to build on properties that have high groundwater, where the actual groundwater is separated. They're shallower, so you can get more separation between that high groundwater, which allows the county to approve these things to be built, to build a home on them. So before you couldn't even build a lot, so it allows it to be buildable, which is actually pretty cool. The other thing that they do, and they talked about this in the last video that we did, but these things allow you to build in tighter areas. So the actual space that a primary and a reserve area take up is a lot less than a primary system or like a standard septic system. So what we can do a lot of times is we can actually put in a standard septic system for the primary systems, and this will be for like a main house or an ATU, but then we can show the reserve area as an ATU. So like this alternative system, so we don't have to actually install that ATU unless the primary system was to fail. So if the primary system fails, then we can install it. But all we have to do on the septic layout that we get approved is show this, show the ATU as a reserve, and that's fine. And you can just install the standard system. You don't have to spend the money. You have to spend $30,000 to $40,000 to put in an ATU. You just show it. So, and you put in the standard, it's less money, and then that gets you down the road, and then these systems last a long time. So the chances of you doing it when you own the home is pretty slim, unless you're there for a long time and then something was to happen. But it's a pretty good solution to getting these things through the county. A lot of times you need to hire a septic engineer to actually engineer that and design it. So we'll do that, and some right on the front end. Some of these properties that we know that are really tight, we'll actually do that as part of the very beginning phase before you even start designing a home or an ADU, because we want to make sure it's going to fit on the property. So, all right. So hope you enjoyed that update here to see what the system looks like after it's installed. It's Alternative Systems. If you got more questions or need more information, go to our website at freemansconstruction.com. You can get a ton of information on custom homes, ADUs. If you're looking to do a whole house remodel, there's a ton there. Pricing, floor plans, you name it, it's there. Go to our resources tab, and we'll see you again soon.